What I'm going to show you today is how to balance out a reaction when all you have are what reacted and what you ended up with, but sometimes the equations don't work out nicely, and so you have to change your proportions from what you started with and what you ended with. All right, today we're going to have sodium added to hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid, and that yields for us sodium chloride plus hydrogen gas. The first thing I do is, for each of the elements, I want to know how much I've got on the left-hand side and how much I've got on the right-hand side. So let's make a little chart here. We have sodium, hydrogen, and chlorine on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, sodium, we have sodium, hydrogen, and chlorine as well. If you'll notice, I do them in the same order so that way we don't get confused with how much we have of each. It doesn't really matter which one you do first, second, or third. We just need to make sure that our equations on the left-hand side equal on the right-hand side. So let's go ahead and start. We have sodium on the left-hand side. We happen to have one of them. Hydrogen, we have one, and chlorine, we have one. On the right-hand side, we have one sodium, one chlorine, and we have two hydrogens. So the first one we have to try to equate out here is our hydrogen. We have two over here, and we have one over here. So let's put a coefficient of 2 in front here. That allows us to have two hydrogens rather than one. However, this 2 doesn't only affect the hydrogen, it also affects the chlorine, which means that now instead of having one, we would have two chlorines. Now, on the right-hand side, we have one chlorine. We need two. So if we put a coefficient of 2 in front of here, we can satisfy having two chlorines, because this 2 affects here, but keep in mind it also affects your sodium, which means now instead of having one, we would have two here. This last one's pretty easy to take care of because on the left-hand side, we have one sodium here. If we make it 2, this sodium goes to 2, and now we have two sodiums, two hydrogens, two chlorines. On the right-hand side, we have two sodiums, two hydrogens, and two chlorines. Let's write that out. Let's write that equation out a little bit cleaner here at the bottom. We would have two sodiums plus two hydrogen chlorides will yield two sodium chlorides plus hydrogen gas. All right, I hope this is helpful to you, and we appreciate you watching.